Hey, what's going on, boys? We've got a small patch, just changing two things with the new weapons, as well as some fixes, miscellaneous changes, weapons and stratagems, and hopefully we get a known issues list here shortly. Let's go ahead and cover it and give you guys my thoughts. I briefly took a look at it, and it was pretty interesting. So, Freedom's greetings, Helldivers. Release Captain Carlberg here with the latest and greatest from Super Earth. For this update, we also have a special message from High Command. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So, hello everyone. It's been an interesting week with a patch that had a few unexpected slip-ups. After testing and balancing, the wrong versions of some files for our new warbonds items were shipped, which isn't part of the plan. Misaligned scopes also made an unwelcome return, albeit in a new form. Some bugs really are persistent, aren't they? Silently stares off into the distance. So we even double-checked the scale of the LAS 16 Sickle just to be sure. Onto the key points for this patch. The double-edged sickle was meant to start with light armor pen and build up to medium as more heat built up, but it launched with medium armor pen right away, even with zero heat. So next is the Ultimatum. Also gained extra ammo from the previously a bug, but now a feature, siege-ready armor, and we feel that this specific combination is too strong. We are huge fans of big booms, booming big, to quote our fabulous design director, so we didn't want to make the weapon less satisfying to use. We still want it to bring democratic tears to your eyes every time you use it, like it does for us. However, we will be addressing how easy it is to access extra ammunition for it, ensuring it requires a bit more effort to use it to the full effect. Okay, fair enough. It's not our intent to release warbond items that need immediate balancing, and we understand that any changes we make can evoke strong feelings. We want to assure you that we're actively listening to your feedback, and as with any of our previous updates, we'll keep monitoring the situation closely. Your input is invaluable, so please continue to share your thoughts on these changes. We're always open to making further adjustments as needed. All right, well, we'll be sharing my thoughts. Okay. So first up is the LAS 17 double-edged sickle. We've rebalanced the weapon to make the risk-reward more dynamic, the risk-reward dynamic more impactful. The goal is to ensure it feels like a truly powerful weapon while properly balancing the self-damage mechanics to reflect its high-risk nature. In the current live version, we felt it lacked both the punch and the level of risk we wanted, and we didn't feel it really lived up to our intent. So basically what it used to do was it just always was medium armor pen with 55 damage, and then you basically took more damage as you built up more heat. So basically from 0 to 25%, you took no damage, 26 to 90, you took 10 damage, and 91, you took 50 damage plus the fire status effect. And let's see what they changed it to. Okay, so now it starts at light pen. So when you first start shooting it, it's now light pen. So, you know, there's a nerf in that first 25%. Let's just see what the rest of it is before I really comment on it. 26 to 50, now you get the AP3 and 55 damage with 10 damage per second to the player. So this is this is now 4 segments. And then from 51 to 90, you get AP3. Ooh, I see AP4. AP3, 70 damage with 20 damage per second to the player. And then you get AP4 70 damage with 50 damage per second to the player plus fire status effect. So we have a nerf in the first 25%, but to be fair, it did say light pen. I kind of get it. And then now we actually get damage ramping, and it's a slight bit of more damage in the kind of second half of this first original part. And then when you get to 91 heat, you take the same amount of damage you already were at max burn, but you get AP 470 damage. That is interesting. What I'll say is, I think I gotta try this before I really comment on it. The only real big difference is taking 20 damage instead of 10 for like the second half of the heat sink, but we are gonna get more damage now, which is great. And then this is a massive change. AP 470 damage. That is interesting. They're also changing the magazines. Starting mag increase from 1 to 2, and spare mags increase from 2 to 3. I also have the game open, so we're going to check out if like the text and stuff is fixed. Next up, We've got the Ultimatum. And, oh, okay. So let's go ahead and read it. We have seen a lot of mixed player feedback for this weapon and how certain players feel it trivializes some of the harder content, whilst others feel it plays fine and is a great addition to the game. We have carefully opted for an approach where we'd like to reduce the ease of access to additional ammo while maintaining the weapon's core identity as a powerhouse. This means players will need to put in more effort and strategy to maximize its effectiveness at the cost of some armor and booster synergy for this specific weapon. We will continue to monitor these changes, so please keep providing us more feedback. The Ultimatum is no longer influenced by Hellpod optimization or Siege Ready. So, flat out, I think we're just going to land and it's only going to have one shot now. So we'll have to find ammo boxes, and then it just flat out does not work with Siege Ready. So, I'll just say it. Personally, I think the Ultimatum was the strongest item, given that it's a secondary. Like, the strongest item they've kind of ever added to the game. Like, it is what it is. That's my opinion. I don't really care about this ammo change because I already just ran it with supply pack anyway, or would scrounge for ammo boxes. I don't think this is a big deal. When it comes to the double-edged sickle, I gotta try it. All right, let's see. So I just hopped in the game to check out the stats. I skipped the rest of the patch notes, edited that out. It was just random crash fixes. So it now says light armor pen, medium armor pen, heavy armor pen. That is freaking cool. Let's go ahead and just go into a mission, like a kill a charger mission, and just kind of see what it could do to a charger. All right, let's just go ahead and heat this up. Let's get this charger stunned. So we can't strip the leg with one... Oh, wow. Okay, so it did strip it almost in a stun grenade. So that is interesting. All right, what I'll say about this is that's kind of crazy. I don't think it's like good enough to just flat out be your charger weapon, right? Now, where I think this buff will really like shine is against like harvesters, for example. So I was killing harvesters in their leg joint because their leg joints are only medium armor pen. And this gun is, well, it was always medium armor pen, but now it does more damage on the second half of the heat sink, and on that last 10% where you can kind of sit with it overheated, it goes to AP4. So that's another damage boost against medium armor, because keep in mind, when you're matching armor, there's a 35% damage penalty. So I think it's going to be better for like harvesters. I think it's going to be better. It's going to be better against medium armor. That's the real important thing here. It'll be better against like bile spewer heads, for example. It'll be better against like hive guard heads once it gets to that second half of the heat sink. It's really interesting. I already really liked this weapon. I'm going to use it a lot more. Now, also, to be fair, I was wearing fire armor in this video, and you are taking a bit more damage on the second half of the heat sink to the left, from 50% to 90%, basically, you're taking more damage. And yeah, I think it's cool. So... Besides that, bro, I couldn't care less about the Ultimatum. Like, I actually did think it was ridiculous. Not that whatever. I thought it was crazy, mainly because it breaks, like, stratagem jammers. But with that being said, they didn't touch the damage. They just made it harder to get ammo. And it was already low ammo. Basically, you just need to get that starting ammo. I guess the main thing is people who used it with Siege Ready. And I will flat out tell you, I have not used Siege Ready once this past patch. So... you know, if you liked it with Siege Ready and you're mad now, fair enough. But I have not used it with Siege Ready myself once, and I have been blasting with it every single game. So it never needed Siege Ready. It's still perfectly fine. And all right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. I'm out.